CTV News at 6 with Marina Moore and Tony Rima with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. 2 people have been charged today in connection with a firearm-related incident June 12th in Chiging First Nation on Manitoulin Island. The investigation determined one person went to the home on Riverside Drive and an altercation ensued. The same person allegedly returned to the home armed with a rifle, threatened 2 people, and fired in their general direction. Police have charged them with attempted murder and weapons-related charges. A second man who police say owned the rifle was also charged. A Sudbury woman pled guilty today for her role in covering up a murder. 27-year-old Haley Burnham entered a plea of guilt to a charge of accessory after the fact in a shooting death last April. The victim, David Kawasi, was found in a truck inside a Lansdowne Street garage. 5 people have been charged in connection with the shooting. The alleged shooter has yet to stand trial. Haley Burnham will be sentenced July 2nd. We're learning more about how the city of Elliot Lake plans to pay for its arena repairs. While they looked over the numbers, some councillors appeared frustrated but ended up voting in favor of a $21 million loan.
If we do come in with more invoices that are higher than what we're forecasting, then we at least have some money to help cover for that. I mean, it is unfortunate for community residents. We were without a CFO for almost 2 years. We were making decisions based on information that we were given, and that we are where we are.
With regard to the budgeting of what we've done, regardless, staff knew what our goal is with this arena, right? Our goal is to get it up and running. It always has been.
According to the city's latest figures, the revamp of Rogers Arena will cost $26.6 million. After accounting for donations and grants, it leaves a little more than $20.5 million to finance. Some of council had questions over particular expenditures. While the vote was not unanimous, in the end they were told the $21 million plus the favorable interest rate would help administration restore the city's reserves. The arena is slated to open this coming hockey season. The only green space in Greater Sudbury's downtown core has been refreshed, and the city is hoping it's enough to bring people back to Memorial Park. More from CTV's Angela Gemmel.
A beautiful day in the park. Perfect for celebrating Memorial Park in downtown Sudbury.
We're encouraging people to come here, have lunch in the park, use the park, because it's a very welcoming space.
The only green space within Sudbury's downtown core has been revitalized, with work crews busy this spring.
To allow the grass to recover and develop a plan to do some pruning, to reconfigure some of the spaces, and really just a lot of manual labor, which we saw our parks crew and some contractors doing over the last few weeks.
After getting a negative reputation during the pandemic, the mayor is hopeful the changes will encourage residents and tourists to visit Memorial Park.
We try to make it a lot user-friendly to host events, and we know during the week we will have a number of events, and we already know a lot of users want to come in and rent the space out.
The revitalization cost $150,000, which the city says came out of existing budgets.
In terms of value, we're really conscious of doing a lot of work in-house, so our park services team performed most of the work that you see here today. We were also able to repurpose some lockstone that was collected from other downtown projects, and that was allowed us to create the vendor space.
Along with the new space for food vendors to set up, there's also weekly programming planned for this summer. A list of events is available on the city's website. This space became a central public green space in 1917, later renamed Memorial Park to honor veterans and their service. A city rep says over the years, this park has become many things to many people, including a place to gather, to enjoy, to reflect, and to connect. Angela Gemmel, CTV News, Sudbury.
The YWCA Ginevra House is an emergency shelter for women looking to escape abusive situations and to seek support services. The organization has released its annual report, sharing a snapshot of the growing need for its services in Greater Sudbury. CTV's Madison Merrier spoke with the executive director today.
This year, the YWCA Ginevra House went over capacity, opening its doors to 125 women and children.
We know that the number of intimate partner violence calls to police has increased and continues to be on the rise across Ontario and across Canada.
Last year, the emergency shelter was able to see more people come through its doors. But Gorman says the affordable housing crisis means longer stays and fewer open beds.
A lot of them have applied for rent geared to income housing. We know that the wait for that is longer than it has been in the past, so they're staying longer. On average, women stayed for a couple of months. Now it's closer to, on average, 5 months.
Officials say the shelter helps women in other ways, like support with family court. A woman who is being named Jordan to protect her identity is one of the 200 that have received that guidance. This was her experience. Through the program, she found clarity and support. Staff helped her understand court documents, prepare for hearings, and develop a safety plan that made her feel more in control. Most importantly, she no longer had to face the system alone.
That's what keeps us going, really, and reinforces why we're here and what we do. And, you know, seeing someone, a success can be someone who's come into shelter and after a couple of days you just see their shoulders drop and they feel comfortable and they're sleeping again, and for the first time you see that smile on their face. That's a success.
This year, the emergency shelter answered just under 1,400 crisis calls, with many of them looking for emergency shelter. Even with the addition of 1 new bed this year brings the total to 33, Ginevra House had to refer many women and children to seek support through community partners. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Time now for our first check on weather, and most of the rain clouds cleared out of the region today, but for how long? Let's bring in CTV's Tony Rima with the details.
Thanks for that, Marina, and good evening, everyone. Today was a beautiful day out there. Temperatures spot on right across the broadcast region, and in through our forecast radar, well, clouds are going to be, well, a few of them overnight. It'll be nice tomorrow morning. Then after that, things are going to become a little more unsettled. Rain is going to be pushing into our broadcast region, and in the afternoon, there is a risk of thunderstorms and unsettled weather once again. But enjoy this beautiful sunshine while you can. Marina, it's back over to you.
Well, it was great weather this morning as Special Olympians, police officers and supporters laced up their running shoes in North Bay as the police torch runs continue. As many as 200 participants walked and ran from the police station on Princess Street to the North Bay Museum. This torch run was extra special as money raised will help offset the costs of hosting the Provincial Special Olympic Winter Games next year. The Games will welcome more than 500 athletes and coaches from across Ontario to compete in 5 official sports: alpine skiing, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, curling, and figure skating. The budget is expected to be $500,000.
In 2015, and we also hosted the Winter Games, and just to see the smiles on the faces. There was one young lad in particular, I got a lot of photos with him, and just the camaraderie that we shared together. He actually came back to the police station and had a ride along. He was an officer for a day, and it's really building those relationships.
It means that we get to participate in sports and have the opportunity where maybe most likely we wouldn't be able to. It feels really good to see that the community comes out and helps us and supports us.
Across Ontario, over $46 million has been raised in torch run events since its inception. Still to come on CTV News at 6. We catch up with this year's winners of the Ontario Mine Rescue Competition, what they faced and what they learned. And a local health unit says the number of ticks in the region is on the rise.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
The former downtown site of the North Bay and District Multicultural Centre is being turned into affordable housing units. The project includes 20 units and is being supported through the Federal Housing Accelerator Fund. The units will be offered to tenants through the local social services board's centralized waitlist for rent geared to income housing. Tenants will also be able to connect to various supports through a community paramedicine program, all while living independently.
This is one of 3 major projects. You know, I look back at the Trust for School project. We also, you know, we had the Dr. McDougall announcement, which was substantial.
The building will have a common space for tenants and access to an elevator. A transition is coming to the Sioux Area Hospital, and there are some big hurdles that are on the docket for the organization's next leader, including a $9.4 million deficit.
We concluded the year with a deficit of $9.4 million.
In 2024-25, the hospital had a nearly $1.5 million deficit with a roughly $2 million surplus the year prior. Officials say rising costs with no significant cuts are to blame for the increase seen this year. The organization relies heavily on funds from the provincial government, with leadership noting that many hospitals across Ontario are experiencing deficits.
We have been focused in our operating plan on continuing all of the services that we have currently available in the community and beginning to position for some future-focused activities. You'll hear that we continue to invest in different ways in care close to home, for example.
We continue to struggle as costs continue to increase. While we want to still remain, keep all our patient care activities in place and all the services for the community. So as Isla mentioned, we're largely dependent on ministry funding. So again, for 26-27, we did budget a larger deficit.
Watson is retiring this Friday, with Zambusi stepping into the role starting Monday. Also at the hospital's annual meeting, several staff members were recognized for their excellence. The hospital's 2026 IC Care Awards celebrated its emergency department's Dr. Mackenzie Ludgate for her work in patient care. Ludgate has been with the Sioux Area Hospital for just 3 years. And hospital volunteer Patty Jo Duggan was awarded for 8 years of service with the Patient and Family Advisory Council. For both, the recognition was very meaningful.
I'm extremely grateful and honored to win this award. Certainly my name is on the award, but it is mainly a team effort. I'm incredibly lucky to work with fantastic nurses, as well as physician colleagues.
Every year in June, I think, well, I think I'm ready to retire from this and move on to something else. And every year I hear someone's story, someone's dilemma with healthcare, and I think, no, the voice still needs to be at the table.
The staff award went to nurse Robin Champlain, with Dr. Jonathan Della Vedova receiving the Dr. William Hutchinson Award. The health unit in North Bay and Parry Sound District is raising awareness about ticks through a campaign called TikTok. The campaign comes after the health unit recorded its highest number of Lyme disease cases in 2025. Last year, 14 cases of Lyme disease were confirmed, 71% of which were related to tick exposure. While most ticks do not carry diseases, the health unit says it's important to remove them right away.
Get as close to the skin as possible, and you want to just pull the tick straight back without twisting or breaking off the tick. And we do have, there's a tick identifier online, so you can see what type of tick it is. So if you just Google etick.ca.
Common symptoms of tick-borne diseases include fever, chills, feeling tired, nausea, and body aches and pains. Coming up next on CTV News at 6, getting hands-on experience while helping a local Legion with security. Students in Timmins get a valuable lesson. And Sault Ste. Marie wants to show its Canadian pride in a big way along the boardwalk.
Clothing provided by Laura, Melanie Lynn.
All right, folks, your main weather now, and these are our current temperatures. To give you a sense, should be about 22, 24 degrees, depending upon where you live in our broadcast region, and temperatures were pretty well spot on. As we take a look at our systems map, this high pressure circulation is clockwise and it's building into our region, and it's going to create our clear skies overnight into the morning hours, and then this low, along with a warm front and cold front, is going to be entering our broadcast region and creating more clouds and a chance of thunderstorms. Let's take a look at your 7-day weather forecast now, starting with Sudbury Nickelbelt tomorrow. Well, the risk of thunderstorms, it's going to start off nice, and then afternoon rain, thunderstorms, wet weather continues Friday. Well, we got a blip there. We get some sunshine and roller coaster weather. Sunday looks beautiful, 27 degrees, 1 degree warmer on Monday. Heading on over now in through Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, a risk of thunderstorms tomorrow. It'll start off nice and then increasing cloud cover spills over into Thursday, Friday. Saturday looks beautiful, 23 degrees, 1 degree above normal. Gets even warmer on Sunday. However, clouds roll in, the rain rolls in, and Tuesday's unsettled, risk of thunderstorms there. For Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, tomorrow thunderstorm risk, 24 degrees. Then it starts to fall the temperature, but the rain continues to plague Timmins, Cochrane, and Cap. Sunday looks great, 26, 1 degree warmer on Tuesday. As we head on over to Timiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, 23 degrees, beautiful start to the day, and then after becomes more unsettled, more precipitation as we head into the later days of the work week. Saturday, shower activity, warmer on Sunday, 27 and 1 degree warmer on Monday. But again, the showers are going to be hanging around. As we head on over now to North Bay, West Nipissing. Tomorrow, well, sun, cloud, and a risk of thunderstorms. Temperature drops like a stone on Thursday. Friday, temperature improves, but the rain is going to stick around, and in through Monday and Tuesday next week, the temperature is going to be above normal, but the rain is still going to persist. Marina, it's back over to you.
Thanks, Tony. Staff at Sault Ste. Marie City Hall have been given the green light to see if it's possible to fly a large Canadian flag somewhere along the boardwalk and St. Mary's River. The motion calls for a flag as big as 100 feet, and the idea is that displaying such a large flag in a prominent area would foster civic pride while celebrating Canada's national identity and sovereignty. Next step is to determine costs along with the engineering and geotechnical requirements needed.
And as a prominent border community, this project is about creating an unmistakable monument of national pride right at one of our country's gateways and enhancing our public space.
The report would also include estimates for ongoing maintenance. Well, from opioid overdoses to teenagers breaking into an abandoned mine, the recent Ontario Mine Rescue Competition tackled real-life concerns. CTV's Lindsay Elliot caught up with this year's winners and learned more about the situations they faced.
Glencore Sudbury I&O team took home the coveted gold hard hats at the 2026 Provincial Mine Rescue Competition.
I've seen a lot of provincial scenarios, and this year was one of my favorites. The amount of involvement from a variety of members of the team, as well as a briefing officer, allowing them to be part of the actual mine rescue component, it was amazing. When our team finished up, we felt over the moon with excitement and satisfaction.
Magna Mining's Podolsky Mine, the setting of this year's scenario, played its part as a historical property under care and maintenance. As the scenario unfolded, mine rescue teams learned that teenagers had broken into the site.
You don't have to dig very deep on YouTube to find some pretty crazy videos of people, going into these abandoned mines all over Ontario. We kind of played on that just to raise a little bit of awareness and truly prepare our teams, because it's only a matter of time before we get a phone call that, so-and-so went to explore a mine and never came home that night.
Rescuers followed the sound of loud metal music down the mine drift, where they located 2 unresponsive teens, along with clues of substance abuse.
We are seeing a lot of drug abuse in our communities, and that just trickles down into our workplaces. So mining is not exempt from that.
This scenario continued as another trespassing teen reported a second emergency, spotting an accident at the base of a steep ridge.
The teams had to set up for a high angle rope rescue, go down to the casualty, perform first aid, and then bring that person up to the paramedics.
Glencore took the top spot against 7 of the best performing teams across the province in the competition that wrapped up on June 12th. Lindsay Elliot, CTV News, Sudbury.
Timmins High and vocational school students are getting hands-on experience while helping improve safety in the city. The school's welding and construction classes built and installed custom security bars at Royal Canadian Legion Branch 88. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Timmins High and vocational school students are leaving their mark at the Legion office. Window bars featuring a poppy-themed design have been installed at Royal Canadian Legion Branch 88 in Timmins. The job brought together the school's welding, construction, and visual arts students to design, build, and install the structure.
It was a big project. It was a lot, but we got it done, and it was a bit overwhelming, but we did it in sections and we got it done.
The barrier was commissioned by the Legion to help secure the building while maintaining a welcoming appearance.
Under the Private Information Acts, we have to secure all the information concerning our members, because it's some touchy information, so it's locked away and it's secured.
The project offered a chance for students to apply their skills outside the classroom while helping create a solution for the Legion.
This is the first time that we've ever done this kind of adventure, but we hope that there's many more in the future because it's great work for the students and it gives them real-world applications.
We're up for any kind of new experience, like installing whatever, building sheds, building whatever needs to be done in the community. We've done stuff for the farmers market, and yeah, just anything that we can do to get involved with the community is great for our students.
The teachers hope to take on more partnerships like this during the school year.
Companies or the individuals pay for the materials, and then small donation just to reward the kids, and then that's all we're asking. So it's very cost effective.
The installation is now complete and on display in Branch 88's front window. The bars serve as both a security feature and a showcase of what students are capable of creating. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Well, this summer is the 10th anniversary of the Tragically Hip's last ever concert in Kingston. To celebrate, the band has dropped new recordings from 2 of their last shows, the live versions of Little Bones and It's a Good Life If You Don't Weekend are both now available on streaming platforms. Later this summer, the band will put out a live album. That release is set for August 21st. Team Canada is making final preparations ahead of their big match tomorrow in Vancouver against Switzerland. Canada and the Swiss each have 4 points after 2 games, but Canada has the slight advantage in Group B because of a better goal differential. That means Canada would win the group with a win or a tie. And we will kickoff for Canada versus Switzerland is 3 p.m. Wednesday with live coverage right here on CTV. That means our newscast at 5 will be preempted, but you can still tune in after the game on CTV News at 6 for all your local news. That's all the time we have here on CTV News at 6. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned as we'll see. Ian Campbell will be back at 11:30 with your late local news. Good night.